night, whatever time you're watching this. This is Ruru, and this is going to be my garden tour. We got this house in late August, September last year. I'm a mum of 3. I just had a newborn, but he's now 7 months. So we didn't get a lot done in the summer. We just sort of got in. My kids had the pool out for the first time in like 7 or 8 years. So we were just enjoying the garden as it was. It had been left for many years before we got it, so it was overrun with weeds. The council kind of chopped everything down, and I've tried to, and left it in a bit of a mess. So I've been trying to do it, and I've sort of done some work, but I'm doing a tour now because I think, well, let's get it done. So I'm going to walk around my garden and give you a pan of what's going on. This is my back door. So I'm going to walk just through. Right in front of me we've got a hedge, and I'm not going to show you this because we've got piles of stuff like the recycling bin and a snake tank and bags of compost. Down here I have got a rotary compost bin, which was a new investment that I got. So while we're here, we'll give that a bit of a spin. Give it a bit of a spin. It's very hard to spin with one hand in the camera, but we'll do that. So there's my compost bin, and then we'll go round and I'll show you the bits that I haven't done. And so right here on my left, so there's my back door, and then this is the hedge. This is where all my tools are currently. I have a shopping trolley with all my tools in because that was handy to use. This is our dead corner behind the hedge. This is the hedge right behind the back door, where we currently have bikes and garden equipment. See? Right, so there we go. This is now lovely brick walls, and if you can see down here, that is the start where my garden is, and we have got raspberry canes in there. You can't really see them, they're not really doing a lot yet, but we've got 3 raspberry canes in there. And then over here we've got, it's hard to show you, we've got raspberry cane, raspberry cane, raspberry cane. Then we've got a black currant bush, and we keep coming down here and we've got some kind of weird tree. I haven't worked out what that is yet. I'm hoping we'll find out when it comes to life in the spring, and so we'll find out what that is. I'm currently standing on a hula hoop, so that's helpful. We just cut all the grass. What else have we got? Well, we've got the tree there, and then this side here I need to dig over. This bit hasn't been dug yet because there's still roots and nettles in there, and I'll show you. It's very, very nettly, and lots of sticks and twigs from whatever was there before. So that's where the tree is. This bit is going to be my raspberry bed, and then we've got this massive buddleia in the far corner. As you can see, it's huge. That'll be one of my next jobs. I need to cut that buddleia back. Now, so there's a buddleia. As you can see, it's vast. It's massive buddleia, all the way around the corner to that corner. Then we've got really lucky because we're bricked in round the back too. So let's go round this way. Go round this way. Now, this corner, I'll flip you around again. Buddleia. And then we've got the brick wall, which is still covered in ivy, although I quite like ivy. But then this bit, we've got a big hedge of some description in there, which we're having trouble digging out. And then all of this, which we have cut down and rotavated a bit. But I've got to go through and pick all those sticks up before we can actually turn that into vegetable beds. This bit is probably going to be courgettes and broccoli and that kind of thing in that corner. In this corner bit here, this big huge section, and then we're back to, we've got the fence which goes across our neighbour's yard, And then this bit is the bit I've been currently working on. As you can see, I've nearly dug over this bit. There's my fork, so I got to this bit. That bit I've got to dig over. This bit's going to have more vegetables in. Oh yeah, this is inside my little greenhouse. Here's my little greenhouse. It's not very big. It's probably about 5 foot tall. It's meant to be a walk-in greenhouse, but when you're 5'9", it's not really ideal. Right, so over here we've got some herbs and some nasturtiums growing. So we've got a mixture in this one. We've got some basil, some majora, some oregano and some coriander. We've got nasturtiums because they're edible and pretty. We've got some sage. This is meant to be dill, but there's a rogue plant in there. Dark purple basil, which doesn't seem to be doing very well in there. Parsley, chives. This is creeping thyme, but it looks like it's died on me. We've got some coriander in the back, some parsley, and some more chives. And so some of those are doing quite well. Here are my strawberries, and they are flowering already. I'm meant to put them in the bed. I will make a bed for them when I've dug it over, so they will go in the ground. This is my collection of weird plants that I found in the garden that I potted up just to find out what they are. So that's my little greenhouse tour. Not a lot in there at the moment. I'll keep coming because next to my greenhouse is where it gets exciting. I have a teepee, or a tripod, whatever you want to call it, and I made that with some sticks that my children brought home. And as you can see, there's lots and lots of runner beans again. Excuse me. My daughter helped me plant some stuff while I was doing the broad beans. My daughter planted the runner beans, and as they were doing so well, we put them out early, and they're going up that teepee like they're going out of fashion. So that's my runner bean teepee. They're just plain green runner beans. I have planted some radish down here in this little corner because that was a waste of space otherwise. So I thought, oh, we'll bung some radish seeds in there and see if they're coming up. Not yet by looks of it. Then next to that we have the broad beans, which I intentionally put out. I need to put some canes round my broad beans, but there's like about 16 plants there, I think. They're all various different sizes, but they're getting there. There's my broad beans, and then in my corner is, here we go, in the corner we have rhubarb. It's doing really well, look at that. Doing really well, rhubarb. But apparently you're not allowed to harvest it in its first year. You have to let it establish. So technically I only got it this year, so we've got to leave it and just let it grow and do its thing, and next year we'll be able to harvest some. But I've got a rhubarb in my garden. Now this is where we come to the sort of frilly frappy bit. There's a rose there that I got for Valentine's Day off my lovely partner. He brought me a rose bush or plant, whatever you want to call it. There we go. And there's some dead pansies in there. They did look pretty the other day. And so there's a rose in a pot because I hadn't decided where to put it. So there's a rose growing. And then we've got some little pansies in pots because I went to get some compost and I couldn't resist those. Look at those beautiful purple pansies. There's a few of them, so in pots along here. Like I said, we cut the grass, so there's grass trimmings everywhere. This bit under near the rhubarb and behind the pansies is going to be, it's under my living room window where all my other plants are growing currently. This is where I'm going to turn this into a herb garden, I think. That's where all my herbs are going to go, so I'll be able to smell them in theory when I open the living room window. So that's where all my herbs are going, under the window there. And then we get up to this end and there's a label there, see? This is where my asparagus is growing. Again, first year, only just planted them in. There's a label that says asparagus. There are 4 crowns in there, one there, one there, one here, and one there. They are correctly spaced according to instructions, about 30 centimetres apart. I've left them, if you can tell, it's hard to tell, but they're in troughs. It's lower than here. There's a mud in the middle, which I've got to cover them as they grow, like you would potatoes. So as they start sprouting up, I've got to cover them over with some of the muck, and then it will be level, and then they'll start shooting up. I love asparagus. Asparagus is one of my favourite things. And to me, asparagus was one of my, there's my lovely tool trolley behind me. Asparagus is one of my all-time favourites. And I'm probably the only one in the house that grows it. So that was a Mother's Day present from my partner and my children, so I can grow my own asparagus. Again though, you have to plant it and wait a couple of years, don't you, for asparagus, like you do rhubarb. But I've got it. New garden. Hi, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and good night. It's Ruru here. I'm having a break. As you can see, I am digging. I'm supposed to be digging. Trying to dig over my awful soil, which is absolutely dire. It's got loads of roots in it. I have no idea what they are. I'm assuming it's from all the brambles and the ivy, because it was just left for years. As a person who lived here previously was old and didn't do anything with it, so ivy is riddled in between the grass and there's brambles everywhere, and so every bit I'm trying to dig is just roots, roots, roots. I put the fork in, pull out loads of roots, then I have to go back in the ground and dig out some more, and it's dire. It's dire. Look, I'll show you. See, that's how bad the ground is. It's been rotivated. This is a bit I've done behind me, as you can see. So I've straightened up the edging, straightened up the edge for the opposite side of the greenhouse, because I've got more beans to put in that have shot up like crazy on the windowsill, because we've had some sun for a couple of days, and they need to go in the ground in a teepee soon. And my peas are doing really well, so it won't be long before I need to put them out. I know it's early, but you know, if they're substantially good plants and the weather isn't going below freezing, why shouldn't we get them in? So I'm having a breather because I've done all that bit already today, that whole section, dug it over, pulled the weeds out, and I just was digging and running out of breath. And then 2 magpies came and were flying over from garden to garden, from, you know, the wall to the roofs to the chimneys. It was just lovely. So I love magpies. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. So it's hard work, but I am enjoying the hard work. Although I'm not sure I'm going to get the rest of the bit done. I want to do that whole bit all the way down there, and I don't think I'm going to get it all done. So having a break is not helping, is it? But I am getting there. I've done a lot already, so it's not bad. I've got a 7-month-old baby indoors who will wake up any minute, so I'll have to go and deal with him. Now I want to try and do this little bit because I want to move the before mentioned greenhouse. Sorry, I want to move the greenhouse from that end to this end. This end, that end. So instead of it being here, I want it there. So I've got a lot more digging before I can move it there, because I need the rest of